Well, hello everybody. I think we are live from Texas, US, from COTA, Circuit of the Americas, for the 11th round of the World Series for the Slipstream International. I think I messed up half of the words in that sentence. But nonetheless, here we are in Xbox this morning for me, for these guys at night, and for Australia it was even another day. We had the PC race on wet, and I was just discussing with the guys that they use a different forecast. That's why this one is gonna be dry. At the end, actually today I think it didn't rain, so it was just the way we prepared the forecast. But anyway, I wanna remember how the hell do I put the cameras here. It's always so stressing to remember where is the helicopter view. This is the TV camera. Bear with me for a minute. Okay, let's stick with TV for the moment, and I'm gonna focus on my dear person for today, Tropical Dale, aka the car travestite. He wanted to go on Ferrari for some of the next races. We told him that's no bueno. We don't like changing cars all the times. Thank you very much, and he complied, so thank you, man. I appreciate your collaboration to keeping the community fair. So you're gonna get more TV time today, just for that. So either way, because I missed last week because I couldn't stream, I'm gonna give a sneak peek here to what the standings for that race were. If you follow us on Instagram or on Facebook, you probably already saw how the standings are and who won last week. But in case you don't, you should, so please do so. I should start putting the links here on the description below, like everyone does, I say. But anyway, in terms of race results for last week, we actually had a surprise, if I remember correctly. I remember to all of you that it was Paul Ricard, an endurance race, so it granted double points. And we had, let's see if I can show it here. I think I had it ready from last week. Standings. Yeah, this must be it. It looks awful, but I mean, I think you can see it. Jordan Levy, well, I will make it smaller. There you go. Jordan Levi first, and Isaac Paranihi second, and Rick Nee third. Think that was a first for Rick, and Jordan was debuting last week, so good way to start. Our current tournament leader, Cass, finished on 4th, and then we have Gilbert on 5th. Now, I'm gonna show you how the standings are today, and that is with Cass, as I said, first, Gilbert second, and Rick Nee third. As you can see, Rick Nee is third due to consistency and his last podium, so that's a great achievement for him. And 4th and 5th we have Martin Marius, Jacob Zappa. Particularly interested I'm about Tropical Dale, which it's always hard to find in Xbox Who's Who. So give me a sec, because of his Tropical Dylan Ortiz. So Dylan. So he's 22nd. So he had 2 second positions and 2 third positions. And he said he's not gonna win unless he changes car. Man, you're gonna win. I know you are. So let's focus today on him and on other players. Currently, I don't know if to say your name or, you know, your gamer tag. Let's go for the gamer tag, not to make a mess today. You're 4th with best lap 208.271, and we are gonna try to find how our other stars, Cass, Gil, and Rick Nee, are doing today. Rad, which is Rick Nee, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's 13th. Cass is 14th, so they didn't really put good laps in. Chad is 10th. John Ricker. Who knows what that is? Who that is, sorry. John. We have 2 Johns and 1 is new. So JJ Weir, he's fairly new, appears at the bottom of our entry list. Also a fella from the US. And we have Wi-Fi, second. It's really painful to try to... Well, we know Wi-Fi is good, right? So with an unfaded vision for... We don't need to find his real name. I know, it's the the Porsche, the Ferrari guy. I think is Isaac Paranihi, and it's 6th currently in the standings. 6th, and he had a win in round 8. So anyway, let's see. We have Werdo here on 11th. Last and best lap 2.10. Duckfart, who needs to improve, and he will, I'm sure. Jacob, also expected to improve. Lewis Hamilton, not really expected to improve much, but we love to have him here. He always messes with my ability to be fluent and fluid in the streaming. Rad now 7th, and Elite Cassie 1st. I'm wondering, was this the skin that Rad was using in the past? It feels new. Different colors. Marius Martin, or Marius 9th at the moment in the pit box next to Tropical Dale. And here we go, sometime looking at how Cass does his laps. Will we leave it here? Yeah, like this. Maybe with the like this. I like this camera to watch people. For me, it can be easy. So let's see how this goes. I was looking earlier, Young Tix. I don't really know who Young Tix is, so I'm gonna have to look at his name to see. Young Tix. Can't find him. Lovable. Audi 814. Okay, Jordan Leva. Okay, so this is the guy that won last week. Cool, so he's so close to Elite Cassie. And Wi-Fi also very close, John Ricker also very close. Switch Effect, another one that must be new, yeah. Luke Wallace. Oh wow, that new lap of Jordan Leva, June Pix. And then another good lap of Wi-Fi, that's even more impressive. 206 puts most of the midfield 1 and 2 seconds away. We're still waiting for a lap from Devilish Peanut and Duckfart. Come on, guys. I want to keep saying your names. Give me a good lap. In the case of Lewis Hamilton, let's scroll up this a little bit. In the case of Devilish Peanut, he's halfway in the lap. Don't know if the... Ooh, that was a good imitation of the brake movement of the car. And the braking wheel. It doesn't say where he's improving, right? That's the thing that is annoying about the user interface in here. Anyway, quite interesting racing line, man. In the meantime, Tropical Deal, was it Tropical Deal, the other one we were waiting for? No, Doug Fart, on his Honda number 48, places himself temporarily 13, but I think he certainly is going to improve this. I think Devilish Peanut is just being very conservative, like not aggressive enough. Probably he wants to put a lap first, but I think you are going slightly slow into the turns and not enough gas on exit. I mean, probably I would be doing the same time as you, so don't really pay attention to what I'm saying. But you know, I need to say something, otherwise it's gonna be boring for everyone. Isn't it? So anyway, let's see. You got the 16th position there, especially still not putting any lap in, and I'm gonna focus with 3.5 minutes left on Young Tix. I think. How did Wi-Fi did last week? Wi-Fi is the number 7. There's so many number 7s. So he did 2nd. That's gonna be interesting. Now, at the same time, I saw on Discord that a couple of guys put their streamings up. So we have Chad, we have John Ricker. Oh, nice, thanks, man. And Tropical Dale. So I'm gonna tap onto you guys and try to follow you around because, well, I think in PC was particularly interesting this morning because there was, you know, as you know, a patch update. There was the new, what's the word? Tire models, and quite a few things changed, in fact. Oh, fantastic. All right, we're back. All right. So quite a few things changed, and we had two of the top drivers, first and second for a large part of the race, with substantially different tire pressures and temperatures. It was a wet race, so it was something new for everyone, mostly for being the first one with the new patch, or update, whatever you want to call it. But here on Xbox, we should still be aiming for 27.5s and around for optimal pressures. So I'm gonna have, one sec, my dear woman arrived home. I'm back. So we have John Ricker, Tropical Dale, and Mr. Chat. Alright, let's get this ready for them. And particularly interested in John Ricker because he's going to be fighting for the win. He has cold brakes at the moment. Hold on. John Ricker is third. No, it's not. So I got confused. So this is John Ricker. Is he? No. Those are two oldies. John Ricker is here. 6. Jeez. Okay. Oh, still a contender, right? Up until the top. So we have streamings of the 5th, 6th, and Chad. It's a happy boy being 18th. Apparently he doesn't want to go for another lap. So who else is on a lap? We have Young Tix and Tropical Dale still on a lap. How far is it in it? I think Young Tix is halfway in it. Tropical Dale is about to finish it. So let's see if I can adapt quickly OBS to show you this. I'm gonna duplicate. I need to duplicate Chad and call it Tropical. But we need to remove this Chad switch and then a new one. I'm browsing. And this is Tropical's deal. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, absolutely awful. I don't know how to deal with that. I will need to do it the typical way. So as it stands, we still need to see what Tropical Dale does with the lap. He's one out, and I think he's the only one out. I know, there is another one in there. So we have number 12, who is Jacob, who also has a lot of potential. I think he won a race earlier in the season. And Tropical Dale, trying to improve their laps. Let's see if Jacob does it. Hey! You have a 10th or 2 there. And he goes on for 7th. Probably didn't improve the lap. Tropical Dale. But where are faded? So they're in there, why doesn't it say pit stop? And Tropical. Little trace there. A bit wide, I think. Well, touching there. And there are the hyperbole. How it is. And 2 left turns, and will he be improving? I think if he's still trying to close the lap, he must be at least improving a little bit. With 1/10 passes 1 guy, with 2/10 passes 2 guys, and will start in 3rd, second line. And let's see how that turns, and he does. He improves 4/10 and will start 3rd. Congrats! I think that's him that we could hear, right? Well done, man. They are great. Well done.
No, we're just catching up. Let's fucking go, dude.
Yeah.
3rd. Weapon? No clue. College, actually, sorry. I'm like on a fucking high right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure
what
what
a
I'm
fucking
listening
lap,
to exactly.
dude. Holy fuck. Whew.
So
Oh my god.
it's not Tropical, it's muted. It's
Let's
not
go.
John Ricker. It's not Chad.
Oh, I feel so fucking good.
Who the hell is it?
What? Oh my. Oh my god. That feels so good. Oh man. That feels so good. Hey dude, let me on. Shit, how much fuel do I put? 103. Okay, I'm good. Oh my god. Yes! Rah! I'll be back.
Okay, well, let's listen to the driver's briefing.
On slower cars, be mindful of lead lap cars. If you haven't, please, or well, you can't now, but if there's an incident, save your replays and please submit those replays to Elliot. He's the steward of the league. And from that, I'll just let Elliot go on about that. You said you had stuff you wanted to say, so.
Yeah, on that note, you guys, have been clean, all year. So you've made my job pretty easy, but honestly, I'd like it to be a little bit harder. Our reporting numbers are a lot lower than you'll see on PC, for example. And so, we want to make sure we're holding everyone to the same standard as well over here. So just make sure, we're all holding each other accountable. Go ahead and submit those replays, even if it just gets ruled into racing incident. I want to try to at least get our consistency up on reporting. And as well, you guys now have the opportunity to appeal those decisions as well. So if you haven't noticed, there is in the Discord another thread for appealing to any of the decisions that we make. So that gives you guys an extra line of defense to obviously defend yourselves and make sure that you're fighting for those points that you're fighting for on track as well with us. So keep racing clean, guys, and just make sure everything is respectful out there.
Anybody
Thank
have
you.
any questions or anything concerns?
Oh,
Questions,
it's good.
concerns?
I guess just
Cool.
as a slow person, it's going to be hard to do blue flags in the corners. So there's lots of straights I think that we can take advantage of.
Yeah, you got two
Well, right,
very
right.
excellent straights here.
Well,
to
That's the
that's
idea
focus
of
on
your
your
flags, right? Don't
Exactly.
stop your race. People on a leading lap try to be a little bit patient, let them get out of the way. But obviously, if stay on your lines, but then get out of the way of the fastest car when it's
Otherwise,
practical.
if somebody quicks behind you, stay on the outside of the corners, the ones who was in front.
I think I count about 6 potential straights that we can really just slow it down on.
Yeah, yeah, it's like a really wide track, so
It's a track
people
that
gonna
shouldn't.
try
Yeah, we
it in the
should.
corners, I think.
It's just tough because of decreasing radius in some of those corners, and I can't see out the side mirrors.
Yeah, that's
It makes
tough.
it hard.
So something we want to avoid, obviously, in those blue flag situations is, if you guys have a train of cars possibly behind you as well, you don't want to completely ruin your race as much as possible. So if you guys are focusing on letting blue flag, situations pass on the straights, that gives you more of an opportunity to continue your race and keep your pace up and build your pace up as the race goes on, so that you're not letting 7, 8 cars go by you because you get stuck in the middle of a slow section on this track, especially sector 3. So
1 minute.
just be patient.
Hey, sorry,
Have
I
fun,
just
guys.
got here. Can someone just give me the cliff notes really quick? I forgot.
Jesus.
Fucking
Be
Travis
safe.
meeting. Okay.
Pit exit, stay left of the white line till it ends.
Yep.
Oh, track
Right,
re-entry.
right.
Please, track re-entry. Do not, please, just if you lose your line, you lost your line. Do not, unless it's safe to do. Please do not just jump back on track.
30 seconds.
Okay. Okay.
Good luck.
Good
guys.
luck, everybody.
Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Hello, guys.
20 seconds.
All right, and that's it for the driver's briefing. Let's see how this goes while I prepare a few more webcams. The thing is, webcam, we only have chat, right? So Tropical Deal is streaming his own view, which we can ping into. So the only extra would be actually to hear him out. But if we hear him out, we hear out everybody, so not worth it. And I think the other one is John Ricker, same story. The only useful thing is to see their, their, what's the word? The tire pressure. So we'll keep them open for that. Chad, we'll look into him. And I think Rat Village probably is also streaming. Or is he? He's not. He's not. So that will be it. I'll be tapping into Chad's cam when we want to see a few things. And that will be about it, I think. So look at his racecraft and safety 99 and 96, John Ricker 99 and 87, and Tropical Deal 99 and 92. Good guys here on Xbox. That's all we can say. So let's try and change these cameritas a little bit. Hiding UI for no good reason. There is no helicopter view in Xbox, right? I'm sure I can do this every week. Seto corsa competizione Xbox helicopter view. Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know. And I don't know. And yeah, and that's it. There is no helicopter view, so it's gonna be TV camera all the time. Anyway, just to summarize, because I cannot do return to garage right now, we have Wi-Fi, Young Tix, Tropical Deal, and Switch what? Mamma mia, the names. Switch. No, Elite, what happened? Cassie, what did you do, man? Why? Oh, mamma mia. Anyway, so, well, one of the favorites went to the pit lane. Switch effect, 4th. Cassie was 5th, as far as I recall. Somehow, I mean, I don't know, maybe he had to go there. Either he was out of position, which I don't think so, otherwise he would have had a penalty, or he had to open the door. Who knows? John Ricker 6th, Jakubczyk F1 7th, Faded Vision 8th, Rad Relish 9th, Duckfart 10th, Green Reaper 11th, Elliot Tifosi 11th. They're swapping positions right now. And let's go to the front because here we go. Best view, I guess. Despite or not despite, but on the side of the helicopter view, which we don't seem to be able to show. And I hope this is showing the right thing. And green light is gonna be. There we go. Let's start. Hamilton actually was trying to sneak already and overtake in the first 10 meters. We go into the first corner. Wi-Fi goes wide. Young Tix was wide. Tropical Deal takes the inside and probably is overtaking a couple of guys in there. Yes, he did. Everyone else is going fine. There is no crash in the back, so we appreciate that. Tropical Deal, Wi-Fi, John Ricker, and Young Tix up to 4th. Swift Effect 5th. There, Young Pix goes a bit wide. Jacob getting closer. And my connection gets fucked, so I don't see anything. And Rad Relish actually overtook a few guys. He's now 8th and Fate Vision 9th. I think Rad Relish was worse than 9th. I'm not sure. And, well, yeah, sure, they overtook number 420, Cassie, because he started from the pits. So here we are looking at Junk Tix going 5th, and now we're gonna go to return to garage so we can put this view on whoever we want. Tropical Deal, Wi-Fi, and John Rick are trying to break away with around the 2nd distance with the 4th, which is Junk Tix. And then Swift Effect well, is actually ahead, so Junk Tix lost another position, and Jacob is gonna try to eat him alive on the next lap if he can. Rad Relish now 7th. I think he overtook another position, and I'm not sure who actually was the one that suffered that overtake, because it's very hard to memorize all these names. And Faded Vision, let's change camera. Where was the camera? Camera select, camera type. Okay, cool. Right, so Wardog 17th, and back to Jacob. All very close together. I think the gap is between Tropical and Wi-Fi now, and Switch Effect is on top of him. There is a group of 4 drivers super close together, fighting for podium positions right now, even though it's too early in the race. Everything else seems to be smooth, and as far as distance goes, only Specialist easily a little bit gapped away from the train, while Cassie probably will catch him soon. I mean, by soon I mean... Oh, there has been an incident. Number 43 is stuck in the middle of the road. Will he move? Faded Vision, who was top 10, waited for Cassie to rejoin. That's nice of him, I guess. Anyway, back to the top. We have a gap of 2.3 seconds when they cross the line between Tropical Deal and John Ricker. Swift Effect, Wi-Fi, and Junk Tix are creating that train that in Formula 1 would be a beautiful DRS train. DRS. And the next gap comes with Jacob, or did come on the straight, but now he's closed again. And Duckfart, that's the gap. 2.5 seconds between those two groups, and Grim Reaper and Elliot Tifosi come right after. Then the next gap comes with Martin and Pixoto, Devilish Peanut and Wardog. Followed very, very closely as well by Moneymaker, and already with another second or two, we are losing Chad and Hughes Hamilton and Specialist right behind, and Rad Relish. So our admins are not doing great today. Elliot Tifosi, who is our steward, is on the other hand on the top 10. Good for him. Right, so Tropical leading the race after all the drama about his desire to change to a Ferrari to make himself competitive. Had a brilliant start where he overtook two guys on the first lap, on the first two turns. Now, the gap to John Ricker is closing in a little bit. Let's remember that Tropical had the third best lap, but it was still half a second off, nearly half a second off. I think it was 4/10 from the fastest guys. So it's gonna be an interesting fight. The thing with COTA and John Ricker is going wide there. Switch Effect is gonna sneak in for second, and Wi-Fi getting in closer. Ooh, Junk Tuki. Jump Tix, I mean Tuki. Ooh. Keep it clean, guys. This is beautiful. Let's wait for the straight to overtake or launch it in a decent place. Because of that, not incident but scare on turn 1. Tropical Deal is far ahead again. Now this group is very close together up until Jacob. And behind we have Elliot fighting with Martin and Green Reaper. There he is, so close. Why is Green Reaper having a totally black car if this is Xbox and there is no custom? There are no custom skins. That's a question that I have. He opens it a little bit, gets out of the slipstream of Green Reaper. Is gonna try to take the turn on the outside. Green Reaper touches the banana, and he keeps the position in there. Now Martin is trying to attack from the outside to Elliot due to the loss of pace provoked by the alternative racing line. Now Elliot goes from attacking to defending. And now Duckford, who was 1.7 seconds at the beginning of the lap, is so close to Martin. Oh, we have interesting movements on top. John Ricker overtook again Switch Effect. Now Wi-Fi is probably also gonna overtake him in the first corner. Has the inside. If he doesn't overshoot the braking point, he will get it. That forces Switch Effect to go a bit on the curb and keeps the inside for the next right turn. Wi-Fi maintains the gain position, and Junk Tix goes now onto the attack on Switch Effect. Jacob is not losing too much pace, still 1.5 seconds right behind these guys, and any mistake will grant him another position. While this goes on, these gaps broadened a little bit. We are gonna go back to Duckford and Elliot Tifosi to see how that is developing. Elliot is losing pace. Martin overtook him. We missed that. And it's now a group of 5. Moneymaker on the back with Rat Relish and Word Dog. It's another group of 4 or 5 drivers that is being closed by Elite Cassie, who is, wow, that's more than 5 cars, who is with a very fast pace overtaking everyone. We're gonna stay around here for a little bit to see how that plays out. We have a group of 8 cars, out of which Cassie is trying to get rid of one after another. Right now, is he 17th? No, he's 16th because he already overtook Lewis Hamilton. No. And Moneymaker is out of the way. Elite Cassie now is gonna go for Rat Rails and War Dog. There was an incident in there. Shitty camera that doesn't allow us to see the helicopter view. But that means another position for Elite that just opened up for him, although with Moneymaker ahead. And the next one in front is gonna be Rat Relish, which I think is the one that had the incident with who was that? With don't remember. War Dog, yeah, who's now a bit behind. So Moneymaker now trying to defend Elite Cassie. To a certain extent, I would say it's fairly pointless because he has so much base. Look at that. It's gonna be a beautiful overtake. Oh man. Oh man, I hate this. There he goes, he's gonna launch it. And he takes the inside by so much. He didn't even need to change the cornering racing line. Especially is also taking a few positions after starting with an invalid lap, I think. From the bottom of the grid. And since this is starting to space out a little bit, I think the fight is between Faded and Chad. Faded had an incident earlier on, and that's why he's so back behind. The specialist went wide there and granted 2 positions to Chad and Faded. And going back to the front, the closest fight, which we're gonna tap in a minute into, is between Wi-Fi, Switch Effect, John Ricker, and John Tix. And I'm gonna try to change the freaking camera. Camera type is RB. Yeah, that's the name. Camera select, okay. So when I tap into this one, I want to be on the... Oh, here it's good. Fine. Okay. Anyway, this is Moneymaker. We want to look into Wi-Fi. I think in Xbox this is one of the better views, I think. In the meantime, Real Madrid scored second goal against Celta de Vigo. Militao scored in a corner. A brilliant header. Well done. Such an inspiration for players like me. And there it goes. Wi-Fi almost touching John Ricker on T1. Let's see how the variants go in the back. I think here, still on the 1.8, is a weak area for the Ferrari if you go too much over the curves. And there he goes, man. I jinxed it. Sorry, man. Switch Effect doesn't miss the chance and grabs the 3rd position out of the hands of Wi-Fi on that mistake. Now, right behind there must be... Oh, Junk Tix also had an issue in that turn. And he's right now behind Jacob. And both of them are a few seconds behind, so we must have missed an incident. I think since we have the camera of John, let's see. I might be able to see what happened there. No, it's not John. I keep making the mistake. It's John Ricker. Anyway, in the meantime, I can tell you that Tropical Dill, who's still leading, now with only 1.2 seconds ahead of John Ricker, has 27.3 and 27.2 PSI on the tires, front and back. John Ricker, who's second, has actually on the opposite end 27.9 and 28.2 on the back, so slightly over pressure the tires of John Ricker. If he would fix that for the pit stop, I think it would be the marginal improvement on the pace to easily, well, not easily, but to have an easier time chasing Tropical Dill and leave him behind. And then Chad, let's see what you're doing, man. Perfect tire pressures with 27.7, although 15th with a best lap of 2.10.9. The best lap of John Ricker is 2.8.1, so that's more 2.8 seconds faster. And Tropical Dill is 2.88. So the fastest lap of John Ricker is 7/10 faster than what Tropical Dill managed to do so far. I'm hearing them out. I hope they're not. It's just the noise from. Yeah, okay, it's just the noise from the pedals. Oh, no, junk ticks, don't do that, man. And there is a Ferrari there. Who was that? Careful. What is going on here? Wi-Fi is ahead. Junk ticks yielded some time in benefit of Jacob because of that tap on the back. That area is so complicated. I don't blame him. If you don't go to the limit, you lose a lot of time. But following in that part of the track is very hard. Now, we have seen Wi-Fi also losing positions. So that means right now we have John Ricker chasing Tropical Deal like there is no tomorrow. But Switch Effect also following Ricker like John Ricker like there is no tomorrow. And that's going to give us a very interesting fight for the top 3. All right. Seems like John Ricker is gonna have to switch into defense mode rather than attack. That's gonna give some air to Tropical Dell. Is Switch gonna throw it in here? No, he did not. You have this turn that you should do perfect. Aye, and you touch those bananas out there. Now you cannot do it in T1, and John Ricker is not close enough to throw it to Tropical Deal in T1 either. So let's see how they manage this one. A bit too far on the apex switch effect. And that is a 10-second difference to Jacob and Wi-Fi and Young Ticks. Now we'll see what's left from these guys from the rest of the race. I'm sure this is not how it's gonna finish. I don't know if it's gonna be mistake on the front or if it's gonna be better pace on the back. Apologies for the connection there, but I'm sure this is not gonna end up with that big gap between the podium and the chaser group. Now it's gonna be a very interesting race, and I'm not paying too much attention what's happening behind that group. I'm gonna look at Young Tux. That is the next group of 3. And then right behind we have Elliot, already 8th on the chase of Green Reaper. He's gonna have him there for the next turn. What do we have in here? Jacob going a bit wide on T1 on that turn, sorry, not T1, and Elliot wants to be greedy. Instead of staying on the slipstream, let's see if there is any waving here. No waving so far. Only one change of direction, but because he didn't traction well enough. Okay. Green Reaper not taking the right racing line. It's gonna commit the next turn. Not commit. I don't know what word I'm looking for. Clearly Elliot is doing a more conventional racing line than Green Reaper. I don't know if it's because Green Reaper is trying to defend or just that's the racing line that he does, but Elliot's gonna certainly have the overtake in the next 3 turns. You will see. If he gets close enough in here, he didn't touch the curb. Stay on the outside, take a better racing line. Green Reaper closing in the middle. That is Slipstream for the straight. Keep it up in there, and then you can throw it. Although I think Green is gonna defend on the inside. It's in here. Yeah, okay, then if you can go wide, braking a bit later, and then cut it in through the apex. No, you went too wide. And they touch, and that's gonna be reported, but he lets him through. He doesn't want no issues with the steward, eh? Aye. Anyway, that's 7th for Elliot from 5th. Oh, and Young took track limits, drive through. No, that's not way. that messes up the chances of finishing. I mean, not top 10, but I think it's the top 10 here is very competitive. Today on PC was a bit less because we had 15 players, so you know, not all the drivers in the top 10 were at the same pace, certainly. But I think this is gonna throw him out of the top 10 for the rest of the race. Mark my words. Now let's go back to the top where we have John Ricker at 110 for the whole lap from Tropical Deal. And then Switch Effect also passed the finish line of the lap at 8 thousandths. Jeez. So it was super close. Too bad I missed it because I was following another group. Let's see how this plays out for the next passing through this main straight. Seems like John Ricker and Switch Effect take a better grip on the exit turn. Now it's 0.4, 0.4, not enough to throw it. But will he? No. Oh, he did! They touch, and that's position 4 switch. I think that's honestly in T1. Well, first of all, I cannot really do anything about stewarding live, but I think that's a racing incident. It's a turn where the angles are so bad or so close, if you will, where it's very unlikely that you will be able to see anything. On PC, you could even potentially have the argument, oh, you might have 3 screens and see your mirrors, but most people can't. So, actually, now that I mentioned that, the view that Tropical Deal is having has only the rear mirror. The view that John Ricker has at 33% of the left mirror and 2 back mirrors. And Chad has no mirror, well, the back mirror, but the standard one. So yeah. Okay, well, so now the gap with Jacob is increasing. Now it's 12 seconds. Wi-Fi 1.6 seconds behind him. He will close in. Elliot is faster. It's just we don't know how much because we don't see his best lap. Maybe if we go into his cabin, it will show in one of the, let's see, number 6 in one of the cameras. Yeah, 2.08. Did I see correctly? 2.089. Well, that's the pace of the driver number 2. So, fairly good, to be honest. Oh, man. Yes, I want to return to the garage. So, Elliot... Oh, still on fight with Dogfart. I thought... no, it was Grim Reaper that we saw, so we didn't see the fight with Dogfart. And Dogfart has some pace, so that was not supposed to be easy. Now, slowly we are closing in into the half of the race. There is 38 minutes. In 4 laps, we'll be expecting most people to pit. And we still have many races, many fights and battles going in. Alive and well. Quite a few groups. Still... Oh, what happened with Alita? No, sorry. No, I was getting this wrong. I was focusing on Elliot. Elliot is not... Elliot started in top 10. It's Cassie, the one that is coming back. It's just both they have a BMW and I got confused. And actually very similar skin, doesn't it? Yeah, almost the same. I think it only changes the kind of paint. But the skin is the same. Or nearly the same anyway. So, Cassie... What is your fastest lap, my man? Also 2.089. Maybe it was you who I looked at? Yeah. So no, Elliot is 2.0.9. Cassie is 2.08.2. Yeah, that's more like it, yeah? Yeah, that's more like it. Okay, let's use this camera to check on the fastest lap from everyone. And switch effect passed the. Oh, we missed it. He passed the finish line ahead of Tropical Dale. Ooh, he goes a bit over the banana there. Now they are gonna go into the last turn again. And we have driver 814, Junk Tix, pitting. And there is a yellow flag in there, I guess this traditional pit. Tropical Dale covering on the inside. Switch effect going a bit wide, not maintaining, well done Tropical. Not maintaining the interior for the next one. He's gonna have to go wide, there is no contact. Had to lift in there, not to crash. I'm gonna listen to the guys just for a sec.
Suicide with that talk.
Porsche beauty.
Okay, no trash talk there. All good. So, John Ricker, right behind these two guys. His fastest lap being right now. The Porsche doesn't show it. Huh, interesting. Switch effect, fastest lap. Are you kidding me? This one doesn't show it either. Oh well, Tropical Deal. So it's another Porsche, we don't see the Wi-Fi. So only the BMW is really showing it. Yeah, the last one was 0.8, right? Yeah, probably was. Jacob, predicted lap time and last lap being the same in there. Interesting. Elliot Tifosi is showing the fastest lap. Well, that's useful. Now we know the BMWs have it. The Honda doesn't. The Elite Cassin now is 8th, so we missed an overtake on Martin. Martin doesn't show the best lap, so the Aston Martin neither. Pexot on the doesn't. Porsche, we said it doesn't. The Lambo doesn't. The Lexus, I think doesn't. And we said that one doesn't, so Green Reaper, the best lap is 2.100. Okay. Junk Tux getting out of the pit. That was a very slow pit stop. I think he must have had to repair something. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense. Now let's go into the front because that's exactly the guy that they have ahead. He's moving aside. Switch effect. He's leading the race half a second ahead of John Ricker. It took 12 laps for... Wait. Oh, we missed something. Tropical Dill dropped to 3rd place. Anyway, it still took 12 laps for this to happen. Hopefully nothing bad happened, and now Tropical can focus on following these guys, who are arguably half a second faster. We know that. Okay, the gap between 3rd and 4th actually closed in a second in the last laps. Elliot is close to Jacob, and now Elite is throwing it into Doug Ford. Will he? Yeah, that was very good, Cassie. Well done. So that's position loss for Doug, and Elite will go into the next fight with Elliot in the next lap. Now the question is here: is anyone gonna pit and give up on this fight and try to do undercut? Ooh, careful there. Or will they all pit at the same time? We shall see. Ooh. I don't think there was contact, but they both missed control over the cars, and that enabled Dagford to retake that position. that happened to me quite a few times with Ferrari, and particularly I have some memories from Misano, where on the fast sector, if you lose, oh, there he is. He's gonna go in to change tires logically. Oh no! Did you go in too fast? Did you go in too fast, Cassie? Don't tell me, man. Oi, oi, oi. Anyway, half the grid is pitting now. It's exactly half the race after they started, because you know you have the formation lap. So tires have been exactly half of the time used already. Duckford is a second behind Elliott. We can see it in the mirror now. What happened there, Elliott? Duckford takes 5th position, and Elliott drops to 6th. And that is an incredibly valuable time for Cass, who's doing the pit stop. And if it's a decent pit stop, it will allow him to gain through the undercap. We shall see. On the front, we have Switch Effect, winner from last week, if I remember correctly. We'll need to check this again. No, that's Luke Wallace, who is one of our new guys, I think. Yeah. On first, 1.8 seconds ahead of John Ricker. And that's another second ahead of Tropical Dill, who's now gonna pit. John Ricker and Switch Effects stay on the track. Wi-Fi stay on the track, and Duckford stay on the track. Most of the other from the top, besides Elliott, have actually pitted, and then we have Martin, Faded Vision, and Chadley now in 7th, 8th, and 9th, because there are 6 cars ahead of them that pit. So theoretically that would be 15th position for Chad, which does make sense based on what we were seeing before. Distances between Switch Effect and John Ricker closed for half a second on the last lap. Tropical Dill doing his speed. Now I'm interested to see, if my connections allow it, where will Elite come out after Elliott's pit? And we're gonna look at it from his point of view. There is still a few turns to get in there. Tropical Dill is also right up ahead. Switch Effect and John Ricker are still out. What happened there? Tropical is going out. Elliott still hasn't. Well, logically, because Tropical is ahead on the race. What I can see from oh no, we wanted to see which one was it? Which one? Elliott. No, Elite. So Elite, 2 turns in. Elliott leaving the pit now. I think he's gonna overtake him. I wish he doesn't, so that we see the overtake on the track. But yeah, he's gonna overtake him. Although this might be one of those situations where staying in the inside of the turn. Oh no, don't yield it, man. Don't yield it. You could have kept it. Anyway, alright. So that is another position gain for Cassie. And Jacob dropped right behind them. I think that must have been repair time or a very poor pit stop. I'm not sure. On the good side, Cassie didn't get a drive-through, or rather a stop and go for speeding in the pit lane, which is good for the show. Now, distances on top. John Ricker still on track. Switch Effect pitting. Wi-Fi 9 seconds behind because of that mistake he had earlier. Too much braking, but very well done on the apex. Well done, Wi-Fi. Now Duckford is pitting and Martin are pitting. Faded Vision is still out, Chadley is still out, and Special is still out. And our dear Lewis Hamilton, last but not least, a few seconds behind Tropical Dill, who is virtually position number 3 in the race. So, with this, we have to wait to see when John Ricker pits. Are his lap times, let's see if we can see this in the timetable. The last laps from John are 209, 2086, 208, 208, high 208s. Switch Effect, who holds the fastest lap with 20.76. Last laps have been on 08, 07, 099, but I think that's where he was before. So with clean air, we can expect him to do well. So right now he's behind Specialist. Specialist actually fighting for position theoretically, so he doesn't have to yield it. And I think this is gonna be some time lost for him. Who got a drive-through? Martin. Oh mama. Switch Effect needs to get rid of Specialist quite fast if he doesn't want to lose position again with John Ricker and who was the other one? And Tropical Dill. In fact, no, he's 11 seconds ahead of Tropical Dill. What happened there? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. What happened to Tropical Dill? And he overtakes him, but that's a very slow turn. Not super beneficial, but now he can push, and try to be as fast as you can while John Ricker is pitting and virtually fighting for your position throughout the pit lane. Now we'll see if, well, not if, rather what is the approach that John Ricker follows at the exit of that pit lane. Because I think what Elliot did before is probably just because he doesn't want to be considered dirty being the steward. It's the problem of being steward and being racing. I don't like that myself. I remember last year not what's the word? Not reporting some people exactly for that reason. And Switch Effect comes on top by a second and a half or so. And also the first turn for coming out of the pit lane is quite complicated. And I think that's more than a half a second and a half. That's 2 seconds, I would say. So with this, Switch Effect and John Ricker are in their correct position. Specialist needs to pit, and Chad is pitting right now. Tropical Dill is 10 seconds behind John Ricker. Faded Vision and Wi-Fi also need to pit. The question is now, Wi-Fi is doing good laps or what? 08, 08, 09, 010, he needs to pit. The tires are falling apart. Faded Vision doesn't necessarily have the... Oh, drive-through for Junktics. Oh man, he's quitting, no? Oh no, he's staying there. Okay. Martin doing the stop and go. That's another way to kill the race. What was I looking at? Fastest lap from Faded Vision. That is 2010. Yeah, that's absolutely out of pace for being on the top. Switch Effect we knew is 207, and now we can see the differential with John Ricker. Tropical Dill, after the pit stop, how is he doing? 209s, so not great for what he needs to be. He's gonna probably finish third, which he's comfortable with, but not win, which is what he's looking for. Now, I see something worrisome on the screen of Tropical Dill. He has absolutely the wrong tire pressures. Let's see what's going on there. Well, no one is necessarily saying anything, but if we look at his tire pressures, they are on 23.2, 23.1. He's losing 2 seconds on tires alone. His last lap was 2:09. That's so sad. That's so sad, man. So sad. Anyway, what else can we look at here? Elliot Tifosi trying to catch Jacob. Jack Dix cleared the drive-through. Is last, unfortunately. Ooh, that was tight. Peixoto, one of our original drivers from that signed up at the beginning of the season. Rodrigo Peixoto, Brazilian. You know, if I look at this list from the very first race, we have Rodrigo Peixoto, Rahid Tahri, specialist. Peseta is not today, but he normally drives. Dylan Ortiz, Tropical Deal. Chad, obviously. Wardog, Jacob Rodriguez. And Cass Van Belzen, obviously Cassie. And Elliot Tifosi. I think most of the other guys have been joining us progressively throughout the season. Maybe Martin was there as well at the beginning. Yeah, maybe Martin was at the beginning. Yeah. And Rickney. I'm not sure if he was... Yeah, Rickney was also from the first. Anyway. Interesting... Oh, drive-through for Martin. Ooh. Well, interestingly enough, John Ricker and Switch Effect are not distancing each other too much. There is not a close fight right now. Jacob, Duckford and Elliot Tifosi are close. Another drive-through now for Tropical. No, man. Anyway, with those tires... It's, I'm so sorry for you, man. But it is what it is, right? It sucks. Probably strategy mistake. The problem with you have 9 seconds on Wi-Fi. A drive-through is, I think, 20 seconds or so. Well, you might get away with 7 or 4 or 8, but at the same time, with these tires, you're losing time like a motherfucker. Sorry to say that. Where do we go next? We have a couple of close fights. Now Moneymaker and Specialist are fighting each other, or not anymore. Specialist must have lost a little bit of pace. Green Reaper is on top of Peixoto, it's 1 second distance. Elliot Tifosi on Jacob. Probably this is the race to look at right now. It's not a lot of top points up for grabs here, but still good skills on these drivers. It's just such a competitive grid that I think Elliot certainly, and Jacob have been on the podium at least once this season. Let me double check that. So Elliot, Elliot has never been in the podium. So his best is 4th. All right. And Jacob for sure. Jacob Zappa has won a race, a second and a third. Yeah. Correct. Then Mr. Duckfart, also I think he has done some good races. Number 48. Where are you, man? Don't tell me you're not using your proper number. Ay, ay, ay. Hondas. There cannot be that many Hondas. Gilbert, I think, is Doug Ford. Yeah, he has won a race and then a second. I know, the 48 was there. No, you are with your right number. Apologies. Cassie, well, we know because he's leading the championship. And Wi-Fi, so Tropical Dill already did his drive-through. His tires are still crap. And, well, I don't think he will lose to 9th, even with these tires. But let's look at the timetable again. That is just so sad. Look at that. 09, 08. Yeah. I mean, not that it was that much better at the beginning, but clearly with more gas in the deposit. Very well traced at apex. And will he be able to chase Elliott down? Don't think so. Green Reaper has the chance to attack Pake Shotton, potentially. And on the back there is such a big distance between one another. And here we have Chad. Let's give him some camera time. There you go. This is nobody, to be honest, but hey. Has 2 viewers. Wonder who's the other one. And can I disturb him in the chat? That's a good question. Unfortunately we don't see if he has, you know, track warnings. Will he say something? Here, that beautiful Porsche. Let's hear the voice chat. He had the 0.9 there, but he lost it. He's not that far from it. He needs to be slightly tighter. You see, you have the 0.9 there. Aye! Come on, mate. Go for it. That's a good apex. You have it. Keep it. Well done, well close, straighten it out. You lost half a tenth there. I'm actually talking like I'm looking at his camera rather than what you see in the game, but it's bigger than you do. He has it. Let's see, last turn. Drive through for Wi-Fi. Damn! Well, good turn. There you go, that's the 209. Well done, sir. Well done. Right. Let's go elsewhere. Let's go into John Ricker, currently leading, second in the race, with fairly decent pressures, a bit on the high end, but that's how I run them myself. Another drive-through now, faded vision. Fastest lap to 0.7662. Last lap on 0.8. Not too far off. Well done. Switch effect just did at 0.79. That's 2 seconds faster than the last lap of John Ricker. He must have had an issue. And that opens the gap to 3 seconds. They are very, very similar in terms of fastest lap. It's just the consistency of switch effect is a little bit better. So that's third track cut warning for John Ricker. I'm sure, and if I were him, I would not push it at all because Wi-Fi has had a drive-through right now, and there is nearly nothing to win. Now we're gonna go to Tropical Will. Sorry, Dill. And that is here. As you can see, what I was saying earlier, 22.7, 22.3, 23.4, 23.2 tire pressures. Brake balance way to the back. I don't know if that's something so typical from...
Yeah, dude, my pressures are just screwed.
Yeah, they are, man.
I don't think I'll be able to catch these guys in front now. Oh, no, not when I do that. God.
Focus, man, focus.
Man. I don't know why my tires got screwed during my
I think
pit.
what happened probably is that he didn't put the strategy for the tire.
Man, my tires are just screwed.
So, the only thing there, if I were here, I'd probably crank up the traction control in this situation.
I'd be running like 207s right now, but my tire pressures got screwed up. They didn't carry over.
Yeah, best you can do is to finish right now, I would say.
This is so
Keep it up,
frustrating.
mate. Anyway, that's with the boys up there. We're gonna go to normal view right now and see what's going on. Is Wi-Fi gonna go to the drive-through? There are 10 minutes left. Elite Cassie is actually aiming for another podium, and Duckford is gonna be crawling up for the fourth. John Ricker cut back 1 second from switch effect in the last 2 laps. Wi-Fi needs to pit on the next one. Please don't forget, man. I don't know if there was one race where he did the same, he didn't pit and something happened. Promise, you do that in the last lap, it's okay, but if you do that now, you're gonna get a disqualification, I think, or something like that, or a stop and go instead, or whatever. I don't know, but 20 seconds difference to John Ricker. He's the one that has the drive-through warning. We don't know about switch effect, so he might as well be in the same situation, and that's why he's cutting back. Because the truth is, they are very, very close right now. Let's see if we can get close to them. Oh, what happened with Grim Reaper? He's out. Junk Tix is also out. There we go. Yeah, here we are. Okay, now this is shitty. Prefer this one. Also shitty. Oh, well. Okay. Here you see some. So, 1.6 seconds. Last lap 2.7.9, which is probably a bit faster than the average of the last 5 laps on switch effect. Now, we know that in terms of raw pace, switch effect has a little bit more. If I'm not mistaken, in this view we cannot see it, but the fastest lap... Oh no, wait, the fastest lap might have been Wi-Fi. Yeah, it is Wi-Fi. The fastest lap from John is 2.7.6, 0.7. And the fastest lap from Switch is 2.7.5 than around 10 laps ago? 7 laps ago. The last 2 laps he's losing quite a bit of pace. Now is 1.4. Wi-Fi is going through the pit stop for serving his drive-through. And oh, he lost half a second again there. Anyway, sound there. Wi-Fi is getting out of the pit lane now, and Eli De Cassi overtook him, right? Yeah, he did. And is he the only one that did? Number 48, he is also ahead. No, he lost a few more, right? So, yeah. And Eli Tifosi as well. Yeah, and then it's Wi-Fi ahead of 24. Okay, so Wi-Fi and Tropical Deal again very close to each other after both served drive-throughs due to track limits. Now here John Ricker lost a second somehow. I'm gonna assume it was his own mistake when he closes this lap. Oh, he's losing the tires, I think. Or the confidence in that. Jacob is getting onto Duckfart again. I say again, but I'm not sure if they fought before. He's throwing it, and Duckfart is respectfully letting him through. Jacob on to 5th. Now that Wi-Fi and Tropical are out of the fight, it's gonna grab some interesting points for the championship. .1 for John, and I didn't pay attention to the times. John Ricker last lap 2.86. That was probably the problem. And switch 2.85, so not that different. Not that different, but nonetheless, half a minute ahead of the third. And that is in a way driven by the fact that Elite started from the pit stop. So it's last to third. Quite impressive. Very consistent race. Leaving the fact aside, of course. Ooh. That was too narrow. One of the closest fights happening right now in the top 10 between 9th and 8th between Roberto Peixoto and Brad Relish. Going into that turn. If he catches the slipstream, it's him at the end of the turn right in the straight, but no, that was not enough grip at the exit. Ahead of us, we have Elliott fighting with Duckford still. Back to red, no, not enough momentum there. Back to Elliott. Back to red. 2.5 minutes left. That's 2 laps left depending on when the leader crosses the line. And right now the leader is in the middle of 1 lap. Is it gonna be enough? Let's go check them out because they are overtaking lap cars right now. Lewis Hamilton moves aside. Switch Effect and John Ricker are clean for the rest of the race. Now they're halfway. 1.1. There is 1.6 left. It's gonna be very tight on whether it's gonna be 1 more lap or 2 more laps. Distance is now 0.9. He's getting super close. What happened in switch? Come on. This is gonna be brilliant. Is he is he holding it on purpose, doing a bad lap so that there is only one lap left? And this is gonna be only one lap left nonetheless. I don't know what I was calculating with my mind. But yeah. There they go onto the last turn of the second to last lap. Switch effect goes wide. John Ricker goes on parallel to start the last lap of the race. Here's everything or nothing if they crash. He decides to catch the slipstream rather than throwing it into the first turn. Yeah, switch closes it but goes a bit wide, almost spins, but maintains the interior for the next turn, which is critical for the variant. Maintains the lead. They both go very well onto the curves there. Switch effect a bit more open. John Ricker driving very well. More confident into this last sector. Now going to the last turn before they actually get into that very angled and narrow turn that leads to the long straight on the back that would allow him, if he gets close enough to him, to actually overtake through slipstream. And there he is, very well done. He comes right behind him. That's gonna be a slipstream all the way. The acceleration of the Audi is devilish. He actually managed to pull away. How did that happen? Is it a very different aero setup? I don't know. But, or is it just an OP car? Could it be? He has just a few turns left to change the situation and throw it, or be content with a second place. It's a matter of 1 meter what he needs to find. My connection decides to fuck it up right now. He goes into the interior. He is slightly ahead, but the right turn with switch effect on the interior leads him more room for tracing properly. Now into the second to last turn, still ahead. Is he gonna try something? They both go a little bit wide, still Leslie twitchy there. Switch effect is gonna win the race if nothing happens at the exit of this turn. And that is indeed the case. Congratulations for both of you. It's been an amazing last lap, amazing race for both of you. Well done. On third place we have Elite, who still has, Cassie, who still has 3 turns left, but comfortably ahead of Jacob, and Duckfart, who's still trying on to get onto Jacob's back, but probably will not achieve it, since there is no other fight close to this one, closer than this one. We'll keep this view until the end. Clearly not attempting anything. And more importantly, John Ricker was on third warning and still pushed until the limit. To the limit until the last turn. Wi-Fi finishes 7th. Tropical Deal with insanely poorly set up second set of tires, finishes 8th after a drive-through. Amazing performance. Congratulations, mostly on the first stint. It was brilliant. Brad Relish gonna finish 9th. Roberto Pexoto gonna finish 10th. Chad Lee is gonna finish 11th if nothing happens. Moneymaker is gonna finish on 12th. Wardog is gonna finish on 13th. Specialist will finish with a drive-through, which is actually gonna add a few seconds, but I think not enough to make him lose position to Faded and Hewis. I don't know. We'll need to see. I don't know how that's calculated exactly. And Green Reaper, Martin, and Young Tix did not finish the race. The race has been completed on 28 laps. That means that a 75% is half of it is 14, so 21, 7 laps. Green River might get points, Martin and Jantix will not. Specialist gets 30 seconds penalty, so in fact finishing ahead of A Division and Hayes Hamilton. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. It's been an exhilarating race until the end, like all the viewers always like to see. Excitement in the podium until the very last turn. The victory goes to Switch Effect, one of our new drivers, and followed by John Ricker and Eli Tekasi closing the podium. Congratulations once more. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next week in Suzuka. Bye bye.